goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Connaughton, joined by my fellow co-hosts and filmmakers, John and Elaine Woolscroft.
Welcome, our children of the night.
Hello.
Hello.
We are in some pretty sweet new digs right now,
We really are.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So
This isn't my dining room.
no, this isn't.
What is this?
John's confused and scared.
No, this is not your dining room. We have a bit more leg room and arm room. You know,
Fancier digs,
fancier
man.
digs
Well,
here.
then where am I going to go to the bathroom or masturbate?
I don't know.
There's
Yeah,
a
probably-
garbage can right over there,
There's a
John.
garbage can, and there's also a green screen room, so you can kind of do like film yourself jacking it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So
appealing.
So you
We
just put
always
a green,
start with something
you put a green
so
sock
appealing.
over your penis, so it just looks like you're phantom whacking.
no, but
You guys are great.
in all seriousness, if you saw our Facebook Live video that got posted, on,
hope you did.
Jesus Christ,
That was pretty
If
sweet.
you saw it on Wednesday, we kind of announced our big reveal. You know, we kind of did our all will be revealed, or you know, our winter is coming type thing. With the fact that we are now part of the Epicast Network.
Woo!
Yeah.
Here we are on Epicast.
And just quick shout out to all the guys at Epicast, Nick, Buzzy. Those guys are
You
fantastic.
guys are the best.
They really are the best. I'm really excited about kind of where our show is going to be going from here because, you know, if you're familiar with Epicast, you might not be, but, you know, Drinking Partners is their big headlining show.
Yeah.
You know, that
best podcast
Get
from
yourself away.
best
Pittsburgh
podcast
City
in
paper last year.
Pittsburgh.
So,
Yep.
so we're with the big guns.
And we're
y'all.
joining like the ranks of like the Does This Hold Up crew.
Yeah, Professor Buzzkill.
Professor Buzzkill,
We've got some good company. We're really excited about the whole situation.
Sean Collier
Yeah,
from
yeah.
DVE. He does a podcast with these guys.
So we're super excited to be here and
Definitely.
you know, very, very happy like at this change for the podcast. It's gonna be the same great show, but hopefully just more people will get to hear our madness.
It's
Yeah.
Cinema Psycho Show Turbo.
Turbo. Perfect.
Turbo. Yes.
Cinema Psycho Show 2000.
Yeah.
That's still a thing, right?
Yeah.
But-
Oh yeah. 2000 after everything. That's still totally a thing.
Yeah.
And the thing too is this is like these guys, the Epicast guys, they, you know, they also provide services for people who want to start podcasts.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. I mean, they're amazing and they can help with any aspect of the process. So, I mean, if you guys are looking for advice or anything, you know,
Check
they'd
them
be
out,
a great
you know?
resource, you know.
Epicastnetwork.com.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
guys. I mean, it's an awesome website.
Let me tell you something about these guys. They're good looking. They're smart.
They got beards.
They're well endowed. I'm assuming, you know. Elaine, can you tell us? for
John
sure?
likes to check the warmth
Is that
between
what,
everyone's
is that what
legs,
you're
boy
doing
or girl.
when you meet someone new? You just automatically
He likes to
eye them
check
up
the
and say,
undercarriage.
"Okay, how big's your junk?"
He's
You know?
no, he's all
How
about
much
the
is the heat?
undercarriage.
Yeah.
How much is the heat?
Gauges
That's
the
a
heat.
good, healthy amount of heat. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly, it's how
Yeah.
he knows.
That's how you
That's-
find the devil when you go and you put your hand roughly under where their balls are. It's like, it's freezing. You are the devil.
You're the devil.
I have just gotten over a wicked sinus infection.
I was
Please don't
gonna
make
say-
me cough and die.
I was gonna say
Not
that'd
good.
be bad.
Not
You'd be coughing
cute.
up like
You'll murder
oysters.
me.
Coughing up some oysters.
Hey,
there.
guys, speaking of the devil, should we jump into a dog's purpose?
Yeah,
Or-
guys. Okay, so
By the way, we are on episode 40.
we are on episode 40. Welcome and buckle in. So I really, really want to shit all over this movie because it looks schlocky and terrible anyway. Because if you guys haven't seen the trailers, it's, you know, the spirit of this one dog that dies over and over again. And the dog has to die an untimely death.
sounds
because
horrible.
The lifespan.
Hey, everybody, here you go.
The lifespan of all these dogs, it like doesn't add up because he's like a German Shepherd, and I mean he's a police dog, so obviously he dies probably in
So it's kind of like
action.
Groundhog's Day only for dogs.
Kind of. I mean, it's kind of like if
Guys,
if
this is a
Groundhog's
real
Day
movie.
And what was it, Fluke? What was that horrible
Yeah.
dog movie
Yeah,
where I wanted
Fluke.
to die?
Was
yeah,
Fluke
it's like
the one?
if Groundhog's Day and Fluke had a baby.
So
I
you
feel
know
like
what
that's
always
this
pissed
movie.
me
That's
off
probably
about
how
Fluke?
they pitched it too.
You know what pissed me off about Fluke?
What?
That dog was the guy that died. Like the guy like
Yeah.
went in the dog's soul. Like when the mom found that out, like why didn't she, you know, make sweet love to that dog? She knew it was her husband. It's like one more time, let's just get this on.
Just so you know, John, if you're ever
You're a
your
you're a
soul's
fan of
ever put
bestiality,
into
is
a
that what you're saying?
dog, that ain't happening.
Homeward Pound. get
What
it.
if he's a horse?
We're just so everybody knows.
What if he's a horse?
We're not going to be on Epicast for very long. We will enjoy our brief time here.
A horse
know.
is too big.
I don't
Maybe a
know.
donkey?
Have you ever listened to those Does It Holds Up guys?
I don't
think
know.
we're like, kindred spirits there.
Talking about horse pounding, guys. We're getting
Horse
dangerous.
pounding.
But anyway, no, I want to take a big shit on the movie.
Okay.
So you guys know the premise. Dog
Keeps dying.
keeps dying and keeps getting put into other animals. Or other dogs. I have a problem with the timeline anyway.
Yeah.
But it turns out when he's little, he's with his first life or soul or whatever. He's with a little boy. That boy grows up and turns out to be Dennis Quaid, and then everybody
There's
has
some Quaidism
feelings.
going on in this movie.
Yeah, and everybody has some feelings, and
Why
it's
isn't
fine.
Randy Quaid in it? That's what I would have loved to have seen.
Because they haven't found
Cousin
Randy's
Eddie in this.
body
Listen,
at the bottom of a ravine yet.
Randy Quaid is in some hotel room, talking about the government and banging his wife,
Bless his heart.
So,
Just a
on
moment
FaceTime.
for Randy Quaid. Sorry, guys.
so Dennis Quaid also must have a tape of getting peed on, just like Donald Trump. And they're like, well, we're going to use this against you unless you're in the Buddhist dog movie.
Yeah.
Buddhist dog movie.
So yeah, but anyway, that's the deal.
Isn't this clearly look like a Christian film, like a good feeling, Christian
Yeah.
family movie?
Yeah.
But the dogs are apparently Buddhist because they are reincarnated.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dogs are different. I mean, we all saw the documentary as children. All dogs go to heaven, so we know better.
That was a
but-
documentary. Yeah.
That was,
so,
yes.
So we know better. But anyway,
Now, what
guys,
about number 2?
We haven't gotten to what I want to.
Number 2. All
the-
dogs go to heaven too.
Oh yeah,
I thought you were talking about poop.
the sequel.
The sequel.
No,
Yeah.
but guys, we haven't gotten to what I want to shit on yet.
Guys,
so.
it's called a squeakquel.
The movie looks terrible. I'm just ignoring John at this point. The movie looks terrible anyway, but this horrible video surfaced last week of the trainers trying to get the German Shepherd dog trying to get the dog into water when he didn't want to go. They were getting it churned up artificially, so it looked like, I'm guessing, rapids or a river or something like that, a dangerous situation. But they pushed the dog in when the dog didn't want to go. And the video's awful. If you guys are dog lovers, don't watch it. I was watching at it
before the show.
I refuse to look at it.
Can't
very
unsee.
hard to watch.
Can't unsee. So it's really hard to watch. But I think what's interesting in this case is because it is, very controversial. The director kind of just hit it head on and was like, I want an investigation. I still stand by the movie, and apologize for the situation and kind of move forward on that.
Well, real quick, for anybody that's probably a little confused, why did the director not know? It was in film, if you're not aware, there is usually a second unit that will get pickup shots. So it was probably,
That's a good point.
the
Yeah,
second unit
the
director.
director hadn't been there. So, they made this inquiry and everything, but they don't expect it to really change the money that the film is going to make. I mean, I know that our audience is growing all the time, so I ask you guys, don't see this shitty movie because it sounds like some shady practices were
You
going
do
on.
know by saying don't see this shitty movie, people will go see it.
No, don't see it.
I'm just saying that is what happens.
Think of
The-
the German Shepherd.
Believe me, I know where you're coming from, and honestly, I have no plans to see this movie. One, because the movie looks dumb.
Not really our jam.
It's not my jam.
Shouldn't
I
be
love
anyone's
dogs.
jam.
It should be known that sometimes I lie in bed and watch puppy videos and cry because we don't deserve dogs. That doesn't sound like me really, but it is. So, spoiler alert.
But what I'm saying is that whenever a movie comes around that's controversial to any degree, it always cleans up. I mean, you look at, the biggest one I think of is Passion of the Christ.
Well, I think
That
we're doing
Gore Fest pretty much came
Brian.
out, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" Blah blah blah.
Brian, that's apples to monkey feces. I
Apples
think.
to monkey feces.
I don't think that this is a minor.
and it's
minor
significant.
I'm just making a point that
They
when
were
you
abusing
tell
dogs
peop-
compared
well,
to a story about
right.
Christ, where that can be very polarizing.
I'm just making a point that when you tell people
Well, animal
don't
abuse
go
is
see a
pretty bad
movie,
now.
when you tell people don't go see a movie, they're going to go see the movie because you told them don't go see it.
Right. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of people out now because
All right, go see this piece of crap.
Pete is calling for an all-out ban.
That's
of
gonna.
the film,
That's just gonna
which-
cause people to go
But
see it.
Peter
Yeah.
are psychopaths.
Right. No, and I'm
Right.
not saying that they're in the right or necessarily anything. I'm just kind of, relaying all the facts. But
Right.
it just, this story just kind of broke last week. And I just thought it was interesting, too, on the heels of the news that, Barnum and Bailey, the circus, is shutting down after 144
I've been
years.
here's the thing I've been hearing, and I know, and I have some friends that are sideshow performers,
Right, yeah.
and they're kind of split because a lot of their mutual friends work for Barnum and Bailey.
Well, it sucks
So
that
they're now
losing
out of a
their
job.
jobs.
So they're now out of
that
a job.
sucks.
And especially with some people who have physical ailments that are desirable by sideshows.
Sure, of
You know?
course.
Or they're just, alternative people that can't get work. So
Right.
like it's kind of it sucks that it's led to this.
Right.
That the issues regarding their animal cruelty that they've done to elephants and lions and all sorts
Elephants
of stuff.
especially.
Elephants
the-
especially.
The stories are horrifying. Like if you just want to feel like shit and stay in bed all
Yeah.
weekend, watch like an elephant abuse
Yeah.
video from the circus. You'll want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
They're
Well, we've all seen the video of like
horrible.
the elephant trampling downtown Los Angeles because he just can't take it anymore.
Right.
And then the police have to shoot it down. It's the most depressing thing you'll ever.
But
awful.
all I'm saying is like there's a sad element to the fact that these people are out of a job because because the owners had to treat animals this poorly.
Yeah, and it's just a shame that they couldn't have gotten things turned around or just realized that it was wrong and not done it in the first place. It does. It affects a lot of people, so it's sad all around. But I thought that was interesting. The year isn't that long yet, and we've seen a couple stories now where people just really aren't tolerating like shady practices behind the scenes, hurting animals.
I was gonna say, if you're talking about shady practices within our government,
Guys,
we already got that.
I'm just gonna call a
kibosh on it?
a no Cheeto episode, just one.
Just one.
We talk
Okay,
about
that's
the
fair
food a
enough.
lot. I can't
That's fair
today.
enough. I mean,
I'm
honestly,
done.
last week was a pretty heavy.
Yeah,
That was a heavy
heck
episode.
yeah.
So, but no, that's cool. No
Cool.
Cheeto talk.
But yeah, but that was like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to shit on the movie A Dog's Purpose. I was like really excited.
Fuck those
It's like, guys, let's take a crap on this movie.
Fuck those guys.
So, fuck this, guys.
Fuck those guys. Yeah.
Well, speaking of sideshows and animals, we're going to talk about Hollywood.
Isn't that what we do like all the time? Is talk about Hollywood? We're a
Brian,
movie review show after all.
We are going to talk specifically about the greatest glad-handing, pat on the back, narcissistic exploration you could ever find, the Academy Awards.
I call it the Academy circle jerk.
Well, let's not make a mistake though. Like, John and I slate the night off in our calendars and usually try not to work the next day because we are going to be hungover. Like, we watch it beginning to end. Don't let John fool you.
See,
I'd stop to see a car wreck, too.
I never. Here's the thing. I'm a terrible person.
Excuse me.
I never watch the Oscars. I never do.
That's not
read-
exactly does not make you a terrible
It's
person.
not.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm supposed to be the movie guy here, and I really don't give two shits about the Oscars. I'm so disillusioned by them, that I'm not even going to go ahead and give them my ratings.
It's a lot of pageantry.
Yes.
Well, guys, can I go on a little snobby diatribe here real quick?
Yes, no.
Yeah, the idea that we give out awards, films against other films, is unbelievably ridiculous.
Yes.
How do you give an award based on opinion? This isn't football where the team that scores the most wins the game. This is art, and to try to say that this film is somehow just a little bit better than this film is absurd. And these, basically films are turned into,
I would say our podcast is kind of based on us saying that one film is better than the other. The only difference is we award the worst ones with a pantheon of utter shit.
It's very true.
So,
we reward bad behavior.
we reward bad behavior, but at the same
idea of an
time,
award show is ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as the pantheon of utter shit.
That's
what
not
I'm saying.
ridiculous. I swear by the Pantheon. Do you not swear by the Pantheon?
I swear, I create the pantheon.
That's true. That's a true story. Well, then just a quick rundown. So the nominations, for the awards are always a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And they just came through this week. So on Tuesday they were announced. They're usually announced at like the butt crack of dawn, and they do the best picture and best actor and break it down that way. And then there's a lot of technical awards, and then there's a number of shorts, for anybody like, who isn't super into the format. There's documentary short, animated short, and then there's some music attributes, etc. So this year, and I wanted to get you guys' take on this. It looks like Jimmy Kimmel's going to be hosting.
Oh God.
But
Sweet.
I'm a Kimmel fan because Jimmy Fallon hosted the Golden Globes and he's fucking terrible. So
Jimmy Fallon's a dildo.
he's a
really
dildo.
is.
I heard he's
Really
a
is.
complete fraud too. He's an alcoholic asshole that behind the scenes is a complete tyrant, and he puts on this good guy persona on his show, but it's a complete load of hot garbage.
Interesting. I heard
He went ahead and nearly stripped off all the skin and muscle and sinew in his one finger because of a drunken fall.
Yeah, he got his ring, his wedding band caught
Yeah.
in something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that was alcohol. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bummer.
you're not funny. You've never been funny, and you never will be funny. You glad-handing hack.
So I should add Fallon to.
Oh, happily. Yeah.
I already wrote up the card. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Put it on his kill wall.
Oh, God, the kill wall.
Yeah. But I think Kimmel's a good choice because Kimmel has some teeth. Kimmel's not afraid to say a few things.
That's
you
true.
know. So
He's real impish. He's a real trickster.
He is, but I feel like there's still something likable about him because there's something related in reality to him. And I'm sure a lot of the stuff with him is just as manufactured as any late night hosts. But I love when pop stars go to his house in the middle of the night and wake him up and he gets so pissed off. He looks like he wants to kill his wife. It's the best.
See, I don't watch Kimmel.
I only watch clips,
I don't
but
watch this
you know
stuff.
the thing that made me fall in love with Kimmel, speaking of animal abuse, that whole thing when that
Speaking of animal abuse,
Where is this going?
that thing when the lion was killed. Don't you guys remember when that like asshole like dentist or whatever went and he killed that lion?
yeah.
And basically
That
like
son of a bitch.
Kimmel basically called him a piece of shit on television, and as he was talking about like how majestic the animals are and they shouldn't die, like his voice cracked and I was like like I couldn't believe how endeared I was to him. It's an awesome clip. You guys should watch it. It's so good. But that's
Well,
what I love about Kimmel.
Not to go off on a side tangent, but interestingly enough, they actually do put some old, sick versions of these animals in special camps
I know,
for
but
the
that's not
people
what
to go
happened
hunt
here.
because they actually require a lot of these, douchebag hunters' money to
Yeah.
keep their economies going. So they purposely put aside animals that are going to die anyway, so they can shoot them and go. Ooh, put up
But
the
that's not
photo
what
of
happened
them.
here. I don't
that's not
think,
what happened here
in
No,
this story.
no.
So, but yeah.
This one.
So yeah. Anyway, Kimmel, Dead Lions. Anyway, the Oscars. So we took a couple different approaches just to give a lot of content for the episode because the big announcements were made. Now, I sat down with a piece of paper and I wrote everything that I thought was going to be nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
So
Okay. Do you want to go down the line?
I do.
Well, hold on. You're jumping right into that. We're not even going to acknowledge Oscars. Oh,
Sorry, dying.
we're not going to Oscars so black for once. They actually got it right this time.
Eh.
Actually put a little, a
Ish.
few.
Ish. I mean,
Ish.
it's
Better than last year.
and it's better. I mean, it's better than it's
Last
been
year was
in years.
Vanilla Bean.
Yeah, it's better than it's been in years past. But I would only call this like a paltry cappuccino.
I
I mean,
think-
we're not going to see
yeah.
the real kind of diversity and the art that that I would want to see.
No.
That's not what the Oscars, unfortunately, are, and it's a
No.
shame.
No. I
because
mean-
I would prefer diversity in my work. You guys know that.
Yeah. My other thing too is just that, just kind of getting back to the point of, these awards are bullshit to begin with. Mm-hmm. No one knows who the Oscar voters are.
Convenient.
Well, I do. They're old white men.
Right. But what I'm saying is, no one knows who the Oscar voters are. No one knows what merit they're basing it on. Like they always say, "Oh, best director, best picture." But what's the guidelines for that?
It
That-
really comes
that's the
down
thing.
to who plays the game the most.
And who? Yeah. Well, it's all politics.
Yeah,
it's all whose hand did you grease the most?
And I hate to say this because I love Jack Nicholson, but I mean, there's nobody more Mr. Hollywood than Jack Nicholson, and he's also the man who was nominated for more Academy Awards as an actor. As an actress, Meryl Streep has more, but as an actor, than Jack Nicholson. So he knows how to play the game, and
It's not even just that individual actor. It's their agents. It's the production companies involved with them. The distribution. They all do it. I mean, what was the one movie that actually got in trouble a couple years ago? I think it was it was the Iraq-based movie.
Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. Yeah, remember Hurt Locker was up for a bunch of awards, and their tactics kind of came to light.
What,
they were
just
trying-
campaigning?
Just the utter campaigning. And
Well,
it
that's
kind of
every movie. They just got caught.
right. But that's what I'm saying is it was something that maybe was known within circles, but it kind of came to light and kind of shed a light on,
Did-
this is the way it's done.
Didn't it win, though?
No, I don't think it did.
It did. It won Best Picture and Best
no,
Director.
it didn't.
It did.
Catherine Bigelow won Best Director, and it won Best Picture.
Yeah, because that was a big thing because Catherine Bigelow.
Motherfuckers.
Because Catherine Bigelow and James Cameron used to be married, and that was the year Avatar was up.
Motherfuckers.
Avatar, the worst film of this past decade.
It's true. So yeah, but I mean,
Dances
we
with
can
Smurfs.
we can talk about anything you gents would like, but I thought we'd just dig into the Best Picture nominees themselves now. Do you guys want to hear my list?
All right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Cool. So I only picked 8, and it turned out that there were 9 this year. But I thought, and I looked up the release dates because there were some good movies that came out that I thought surely would be Oscar fodder.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oscar fodder.
so I had looked up, and I thought,
I'm your father.
hate you so much. The first thing I had thought was The Founder. It technically was released last year in December, so I thought it would be up. And then the other one I made that mistake with was 20th Century Women, the Annette Bening thing. I thought for sure that would be like a quiet indie that they would just, rub themselves over. So those were the 2 I was wrong about. But everything else that I put, I figured Manchester by the Sea, Moonlight, Fences, Hidden Figures, and La La Land. And I wasn't wrong. So those are all part of it. Now, there were other movies that I hadn't anticipated because I had already picked my 2, and there were 9 instead of the 8 that I had chosen. But the full list for Best Picture is actually Arrival, which John and I wanted to see.
I wanted
the
to
hell
see
out of
that
me.
too. I was kind of surprised because the Academy is typically, it poo-poos any type of genre film.
I know, but I heard it was excellent.
Which to me makes a lot of sense. People, is Deadpool or the new Star Wars movie going to be up for Oscars? No, they're not.
Never.
Because they're popcorn movies, and that's exactly what they are. This is a time for intelligent films to be nominated.
Right.
Yeah,
and even that
but-
isn't the case sometimes.
Yeah, but at the same time, they kind of take that to the nth degree.
Right. So
Well, this is the reason we have 9 or 8 or whatever the situation is because so many people just got so butthurt over The Dark Knight not being nominated for Best Picture of the Year. But at the end of the day, it was a bat fighting a clown, guys. This is not the Best Picture of the Year.
how dare you? That movie was brilliant.
I love The Dark Knight.
I'm just kidding.
As a Batman fan, that movie should win every Oscar.
Thank you, Brian.
It was amazing, I tell you.
So for Best Picture, the actual nominees are Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. So I didn't do bad, guys. I didn't do bad.
No, you didn't do bad.
It surprised the hell out of me that Hacksaw Ridge was nominated because
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson directed it. We talked about that earlier when we
Mel
talked about
Gibson.
controversial movies and or controversial
No Sully.
directors.
True hater.
No Sully.
No, no
Yeah.
Sully.
I saw Sully, and that shouldn't have been up for Best Picture.
I think it got Brian. I'm not gonna lie. I think it got a technical award of some kind.
Did it?
I think so.
Probably like
Let me.
visual
You guys
effects or
talk
sound mixing.
amongst yourselves, because I think it got something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the main nominees, not a big surprise. I mean, La La Land cleaned house at the Golden Globes. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that didn't surprise me at all.
And none of us in this room were exactly big fans of that movie.
We all saw it together because we're
We
besties.
did. We did. I saw that, and I also saw Fences.
I had a hole in the
I looked at
popcorn,
the.
and Brian, you never once went for any. Damn it. Do you have
Sorry.
any idea how much that butter burns? Oh, wait, there's not supposed to be popcorn
That's not
in it, right?
That's not really
Damn
butter.
it.
You know that, right? That's not really butter.
Ayo.
That was basically the same stuff that is in actual lube.
Oh.
Like it's the same shit. No joke.
Gross.
So what you're saying is I can reach into my mom's top drawer and
Yes.
put it on my popcorn?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, same consistency, same flavor. But no, I kind of took a different approach
Okay.
to the Best Picture. I put down kind of what I think is gonna win.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I looked at the nominations and I kind of put together, and I'm kind of split. Okay.
Okay.
My personal pick is Moonlight.
Okay.
Okay. What I know Hollywood will pick is La La Land
I see what you're doing there.
because
Gotcha.
Should I even
Hollywood.
bother?
No, I'm just saying because
I'm
you know
exactly
what I'm going to
with you.
say.
My pick
Yeah.
is Moonlight and La La Land
Yeah,
is my pick to win.
exactly. Now, and the reason ultimately is Hollywood loves movies about themselves. They
That's very
love
true.
it.
That's very true.
They love it. Why do you think La La Land cleaned house at the Golden Globes? Was it a
And
good
it's-
movie? No.
It's just so self-satisfied. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's a masturbatory film.
it really is. And I usually can give something the benefit of the doubt. And I love musicals.
I hate them.
And I fucking love Emma Stone. I
do
mean,
too.
And like, it just
It wasn't. Here's the thing. I will say this. It wasn't a bad movie,
it wasn't good though.
but it wasn't good.
No,
You know?
it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It was good. It was.
I mean,
it was good enough. It
Here's
just
the thing.
wasn't great.
Like when we went and saw it. I went with my fiance Lauren, and
we went on a double date.
we did a double date. Not night. It was in the middle of the day.
Whatever. Matinees are cheaper.
Matinee
fuck
Matinee
that.
prizes, bitches.
But she wanted to see it, and I was like, I don't
You
wanna
were
see
grumpy.
I didn't want to see that fucking movie. I was like, we could be seeing other things that aren't this, but at the same time, she wanted to see it, and on top of that, I knew we were going to be talking about it. So I was like, all right, fine, let's kill two birds with one stone. And I actually did enjoy it. Like, it was entertaining for a musical, but it wasn't great. It was
Yeah,
okay.
well,
it was
I'm
good.
a total and complete dick, and it took me out of the movie that neither of them could sing very well. And I thought Emma Stone could sing, but if she can, she didn't in
No,
this
she did.
film.
She did not.
And,
She
and,
really-
and I mean,
really didn't.
Gosling, Bobby, just stick to showing that pretty face and those abs, dude. Like, just like put on some bright blue wingtips and make us all go ha ha ha. Like, don't sing.
Yeah.
No, like just look really sharp all the
Yeah.
time. That's where your talents
Yeah.
are. Don't sing ever again.
It was technically good.
He was flat the whole time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like technically, on a technical standpoint, we'll get down to this when we get to the.
It was
tech
beautiful.
wars. It was
beautiful.
beautifully shot.
And the costumes. What did I say? I told you that it would be nominated for the costumes, and it fucking was.
It also was nominated for cinematography as well.
Yeah,
But,
no surprises
I mean,
there.
I as a
Sound mixing, sound editing. It
Yes.
got sound awards too.
but I mean, like from my standpoint as a person who teaches color correction, I was going nuts with all the color parallels and the motifs they were doing with the colors. So I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. But as a story, as acting ability and musical ability, it was kind of
just the story was so thin.
It was slow.
You know,
It was really slow.
And I normally don't mind slow, but it just, what was the point of it all? You know, I don't know. Just it was like, here's these two people and how they end up being together.
depressing.
And they pretend that they're not part of like the man, but then like they both end up being part of mainstream
Yeah,
media.
and they follow their dreams, but they're not happy.
Or they are, but they're not together.
Yeah.
The end? Like-
that we're not even kidding. Like that literally is the movie. We just
this is
saved you
actual-
2 hours. This is
We
the
just
whole.
saved-
Buy the soundtrack.
As
Buy the
we frequently
soundtrack.
do, we just saved you 2 hours.
We just saved you 2 hours. They're together for about 2/3 of the movie. They end up following their dreams and making lots of money, but then they kind of separate and they don't end up together. Boom, movie's
Yeah,
over.
the end.
The end. But I personally, just getting back on track, I think that if it were me, I'd say Moonlight would win, just because it seems to be the deeper film. But I think La La Land's going to take it.
Yeah, I'm not naming my predictions yet.
That's cool.
Because I don't know if you know this about us, Brian, since you're one of our closest friends, but John and I always do a wager every year
Oh shit!
of like who's gonna, we go
Shit.
through the whole list and we circle who's gonna win, and so we get a like a pretty good bottle of bourbon, and if I get it right and he gets it wrong, he has to drink. If he gets it right and I get it wrong, I have to drink, and if we both get it wrong, nobody drinks.
Oh, so this is why you take off the following day after Oscar night.
That's exactly why.
That makes sense. That's
That's why we do it that way. And then we usually make like our favorite foods. I mean, we do it up. And I mean, I watch it all day. As much as I'm the first person to say, do not ask the woman what she's wearing, ask her what she's working on. I'm very like pro-feminine rights in that sense of let's not just reduce all of these talented artists to their gown.
Yeah.
I love looking at the dresses. I'm a flaming fucking hypocrite. It's unreal.
Oh god.
Well,
So I watch the coverage at like 5, like
they're
starting at
shameless-
5.
They're shameless walking billboards for
like my
companies, though.
goddamn-
They really are.
But it's like my goddamn Super Bowl. I can't help myself,
Right.
Super Bowl's bad for you too.
Ford,
So John, you also had down Moonlight and La La Land?
Yes.
Same basic reasons.
Yes.
Who do you think
guys
is
are
going
pretty much
to
on the
going
same
to win
page.
Best Director?
I don't think it's going to be.
Or did you have a list of nominations, or did you have like kind of like what I did do with like the
No,
best?
he did the
movie
same
winner?
as you. I was the only one that
Okay.
like tried to.
I don't
predict
think it's going to be the
future.
anti-woman psychopath. Although it's
Mel
interesting
Gibson?
that Mel Gibson, got himself
He
back
himself
into
is
the.
he's up for it.
He's
it had
up
to
for it.
it had to have been
Yeah.
a damn good movie, guys. It really did. So
Yeah.
best director is
Now-
the director of Arrival, I think it's Denis or Denis Villeneuve. Mel Gibson, obviously, for Hacksaw Ridge. Damien Chazelle for La La Land.
Yeah.
Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, or Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. So
Now, usually the good rule of thumb is to go with the director of the best picture. It's not always the case.
No,
but
it's not.
I
it's
would.
split before.
It's probably going to be the director of La La Land.
That's
if
what I
it's-
had down
yeah.
too. That's what I had down.
I don't know, guys. I feel like they're going to want to give Manchester by the Sea some credit, but what do you guys think about the whole thing with Casey Affleck?
I think
do you think
I think he's going to get Best Actor.
really?
Yeah, he's going to get
Yeah.
Best Actor.
I don't think that Hollywood's going to want
That's
their
how they're
like,
going to award
his
it.
stank on them.
They don't
you
care.
know?
They don't care.
They don't care.
because
He
he's
didn't-
white.
true.
That's true.
It's very
absolutely
true.
true, though. He cleaned up at Golden Globes.
That's
mean-
true. He was awarded, and nobody.
What is the name of the director of? The Birth of a Nation.
Oh,
Yeah.
the guy who redid it recently. We talked about him, and how Gabrielle Union had been.
Right. Well, he had allegations against him. His career is now over. Casey Affleck has allegations against him, and nobody really knows.
Do you want to go ahead and explain kind of what the allegations are?
Sure. Nate
Either you
Parker
or
was the name
John.
you were
Nate-
looking
yeah, Nate
for.
Parker.
So yeah, you mean for Casey Affleck?
Yeah, for Casey Affleck.
So with Casey Affleck, he did that documentary, that fake documentary about Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And when he was working on it, he was extremely unprofessional, and he would instruct male members of the crew to expose themselves to female producers.
There were two. There
was a female producer and a
That's right.
cinematographer, and actually the cinematographer, it was a small budget, so they all had to stay in one place.
Yeah.
And the cinematographer woke up to Casey Affleck in her bed, like drunk, like mostly naked, and she just woke up like with him there, and he kept like trying to get her to stay, and trying to be there with him. So it was a lot of intimidation in that sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of what happened was just truly making a hostile environment from start to finish. She was not credited with any of her work because she walked out of the production after that night.
Well, didn't he also tell men on the crew to like whip their dicks out?
I just
in front of
said
her?
he instructed
She
the
did.
crew to
Oh.
expose himself. That's what I meant.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was
Sorry.
being subtle and clinical. Maybe that's why we
She
weren't
didn't
into
say,
it.
Yeah, just whipped out the dicks and just said, woo! Didn't do anything.
Wiener time.
So
But
essentially,
yeah,
he's a vile, disgusting sex offender.
Oh,
but
he's a
because he's
piece
Ben
of shit.
Affleck's brother, he gets a free pass.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and the Affleck name is pretty intense too. And what I don't like as well is, it looks like Matt Damon's been backing him up too.
Ah, shit.
You know,
that's
because he's
that's
been
his
questioned
boy from
about
Boston,
it. He's been questioned about it too. And the shittiest thing about it is that Casey Affleck isn't the worst actor I've ever seen. He's okay. He's not bad. But for him to be a shitty human being and then to be lauded like he's something great, that's just such a confusing message for the rest of the world, because he needs to be a shitty person first and an actor second. And that's what he should be
have this.
judged
So,
on.
we have this sort of thing happen with not even just our entertainment industry. We also have it happen with like our sports industry too. How many times have you heard of?
Well, I'm
football
fighting with the
players-
NFL. I
Well,
haven't
that's what I'm
watched
saying.
any games
How
all
many
year.
times have you seen football players who make ungodly sums of money and represent teams that are worth ungodly sums of money, and they end up getting in trouble, either through jail or domestic violence
Yeah.
and all this other shit, and it's like, oh well, they're okay. It's no big deal.
They wear pink in October, Brian.
They wore pink in October.
They care
That's all
about
that
women's
matters.
issues.
So I'm saying this is an
extension.
extension of a very deep problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Where people aren't held accountable for their actions. They're looked at more as, well, look at what they contribute to our society. Oh, Casey Affleck is an actor. Look at how great he is. He's done this movie. He could never possibly be a piece of shit. look at this quarterback here, or look at this, running back. Oh, look at all these people, these sports people. They couldn't possibly be piece of shit. They do so much stuff for charity.
Right.
That's the problem.
They do that much charity to cover up. Because
Exactly. They do those sorts of things to cover up the fact that they're shitty human beings.
Well, who's still so beloved in Hollywood? Roman Polanski, even though he raped a 13-year-old,
Yeah, I mean, but
an unconscious 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's people still.
But he hasn't been in the country in
He hasn't been in the country in
right.
30 years.
But then he got nominated for The Pianist. Everybody still talks about him in such
That's true.
a great light. What a wonderful man he is, and what a great filmmaker he is.
That's true.
What a great 13-year-old kid rapist he is.
Yeah.
Well, for my money, I would love to see Denzel Washington get it.
Oh yeah.
For Fences.
Absolutely.
Oh, do you really want to see that how smug?
the
Like
smugness.
the smug cloud that's going to follow him onto his stage.
I mean, he seems like an asshole in real life, but as far as I know, he didn't sexually assault anybody. If I'm wrong, let me know.
They're not going to give it to him because they typically, unless it's a performance you cannot ignore, give multiple Oscars. And it's one of those, well, we haven't given it to so-and-so yet. Denzel already got one for Training Day. We haven't given it to so-and-so yet.
Yeah.
So unless his performance is lights out in Fences,
That's
I don't
true.
think he's going to win a second one.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So-
what about the writing race? Since we're nerds, I feel like you guys the only people I can talk about this with. Yeah, so we have Best Original Screenplay and Best Adapted Screenplay. That's how the awards are broken down. Did you see that for Best Original, The Lobster was nominated? That movie looks so weird. I really want to see it.
I haven't seen the trailer for Lobster.
Oh, it's really weird. So it's
Colin Farrell.
yeah. So the premise of it is
Colin Farrell does movies still?
Oh yeah, and
Apparently,
he
yeah.
actually does ones that don't suck now. No, so to correct me if I'm wrong, John. The premise is you go to this this camp or it's like an adult
Lobster camp?
an adult retreat, and you're supposed to fall in love with somebody. And if you don't, you lose the right to be human, and you have to choose what animal you turn into. I think, right? Is that
I
basically
do remember
Something
this.
along the line.
Again,
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, guys, feel free to correct me. But he chooses a lobster.
But be polite about it. In your corrections.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be nice. Whatever. But yeah, so that was one of the ones that got Best Original Screenplay, and that's where 20th Century Women came into the Oscars race. So it came in as under Original Screenplay, which I'm pretty good at this. No, just kidding.
I had down for screenplay original. I have Moonlight.
Okay.
I have Moonlight.
Okay.
For adapted, I have Fences.
Really?
Yes, because it's August Wilson.
Yeah, my parents met him once.
That's what I'm saying. This might be the Pittsburgher in me, but I'm just saying
It would be wonderful.
it would be
if
wonderful.
it did. That would be wonderful. As a Pittsburgher in me too. I see the Pittsburgh in you.
I mean, I'm a transplant, but at the same time, my dad was from this area. So.
Yeah, and
But I
Western
really
PA, it's home.
Western PA. So I think adapted screenplay is going to go to Fences.
Mm-hmm.
I think Moonlight is going to get screenplay.
Regardless of who wins.
Just because they're not going to give them the best film.
yeah.
They'll give them something.
yeah.
Well, regardless who wins, they'll get to thank three people, and then the music will play them off.
It's
Exactly.
true. With the technical awards,
No one
it's
cares
bullshit.
about you, writer boy.
It's so much harder than some of the other awards. It's
You're
crap.
not pretty,
So I have something controversial to say.
Oh shit!
So
Wait, this whole episode's
best
controversial.
costume design, Allied, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Florence Foster Jenkins, Jackie and La La Land. I think they're going to give it to Fantastic Beasts.
Nope.
Really?
La La
'Cause
Land.
I think they go for something more fantastic.
Nope.
Like Fantastic Coal. You know what I mean? They always go for period pieces.
No, I agree with Brian. What they usually do is they go for what film they think is better, not what has the best costumes.
Right.
Really? Because I feel
Yes.
like they go for the
They
things
do
that
that
are
with
really
sound
over the
editing
top.
too. Like they'll have some English period piece where did you hear the way that when he walked in the room,
mastered the wind sound
feet,
to
hit
such
the
a way.
floor,
No, I think they're going to give costume to La La Land mainly because of the art direction.
Well, I hope you guys are wrong, and I can tell you to suck it.
Yeah, and
You're
honestly,
usually right, and I'm usually wrong.
And honestly,
I'm
that's
good at
also
this, man.
that's
I'm
also
good at this.
that's also because production design did not have La La Land under it.
That I thought was interesting. I guess it's because the sets weren't that great, but it was the cinematography and the costumes that made it come
That's
alive.
why I think they're going to go ahead. They'll give costume to La La Land and production design. I had picked Hail Caesar.
Really?
Did you see that movie?
Pieces of it. John watched it, and I was in the
It's
room.
a diarrhea bath, and I
It
love the
is.
Coen brothers.
I love Coen Brothers too, but
pulls no
it
punches.
really is. But again, it's another one of these Hollywood circle jerk films.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's all about old 1930s, 1940s Hollywood.
We're really negative. We're negative people. Did you?
We just don't like the Oscars. I mean, that's really what
Calls
it is.
them like we sees them.
You know, we don't like the Oscars. Hey, when they go ahead and start putting more independent films up there, and it isn't just, you know, a bunch of old men in a smoking
Self-congratulatory
bullshit, then I'll start liking them again. And maybe I'll say positive things. But
Maybe.
until that day comes, I'm going to be negative.
I don't
about
know. I
them.
kind of like you dark and hateful. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm at my best when I'm dark and hateful.
True. It's
The
true.
Oscars are a lot like when you start masturbating. It's very normal pornography, but by the time you end, and then you're kind of looking back at your phone or your computer or iPad, you're like, "Oh God, how did I end on this?"
My tastes got very exotic.
What? Okay, so I got to ask, what would this be for you?
Homeward Pound. It's more than just a chance.
You vile man. So,
What can I say? I'm sassy.
all right.
You're sassy.
So
You
You could
anyway,
be my shadow.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that the best original song is going to come from La La Land. I'm guessing it's going to be the Fools Who Dream song.
The Audition.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. I agree too.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
actually
gonna be it.
I listened to both of those today, just kind of like
Yeah, get a feel
my own
for 'em.
feeling, and I'm like, well, the City of Stars is good.
Yeah,
It's
but
really good, but you know,
the Fools Who Dream are more Oscar-y.
again,
More
Hollywood
Oscar-y.
circle jerk here. And
Yeah.
yes, you're not seeing this, but I just did the jack off.
He did. I
Sign.
keep forgetting that they can't see us.
But
I'm
you know
simple.
that song in particular is really just like
Yeah.
Hollywood circle jerk.
Now, what do you think for best animated, Brian?
Kubo.
Really?
Yeah.
You blew my goddamn mind.
Wrong. Zootopia.
No. You know why, Kubo?
Okay,
Because that
tell
fucker
me.
is stop motion animation right there.
Ooh.
That's why.
They don't usually pick stop motion though, Brian.
But the thing is that if you're going for animated film, and I also here's the thing. I have that for animated film, and then also it's also for visual effects, and that's mainly because of the fact that they combined stop motion animation with traditional CGI.
Okay. All right. Now, did you see? You know, like how when you like burp and like a little bit of throw up comes up. Did you
Or
see
heartburn, yeah.
So we
Did
talked
you-
about poop, throw up, burping, and masturbation so far.
the episode of Secretions?
Yes, yes.
Did you see best makeup and hairstyling? Did you see that Suicide Squad got a nomination?
I actually
Suicide
didn't
Squad's
have any.
nominated for an Oscar.
Are you fucking
I-
kidding me with this shit? Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing.
I can't wait.
The technical side of it is usually the dumping ground of Oscar films. That's why you see like the popcorn films all in there, because it's like, well, they're not serious enough to be taken seriously. But hey, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
And-
Well, they usually
They
do.
put Margot Robbie in some goddamn pigtails. What else was there to do?
they went out and they went to the Party City, and they literally got the crappiest makeup they could get, and they got a bottle of makeup cleaner. They put regular makeup on Margot Robbie's face and then splashed the
Dude,
makeup
John
cleaner all over her
dressed
face.
up like her for Halloween,
I know.
and I
And I was
did
damn
his
sexy.
makeup.
I know
did his
it looked
makeup.
awesome.
Thank you. I should win a fucking Oscar.
Well, I was gonna say like if for some reason and I mean like, in the age of Trump, we really can't say, well, maybe this will happen, maybe this won't happen. But if hell freezes over and Suicide Squad gets an Oscar.
Seriously.
For
I hope it
makeup.
does. I'll just laugh.
I
and
think
laugh.
what you should do is the next
I'll do a
day.
shot.
The next day, you should go to work dressed up like Harley Quinn.
I'll do it again.
I think
I'll do
you
his
really
makeup
should.
again, no problem.
I'm pretty sure those pants were shredded. I think it just one fart and they just blew off my body.
He committed to a full costume. He found the full costume,
Oh,
including
God.
tights.
Do we still have it?
We totally still have it.
Okay.
You're
But-
a weird hoarder and you throw
but yeah.
nothing out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's hilarious. I actually didn't have a pick for.
I don't
that
either.
one.
I just thought it was hilarious that was actually nominated. Like,
How
what a
did-
bunch of shit.
How did Batman v Superman not get nominated for Best Picture? Come on
I don't know,
now.
somebody saw it?
And director and
What
writer.
a piece of hot garbage
How
that
did
was.
Ben Affleck not get an Oscar nomination?
What I
He wants to
find
quit because his little like piss pants are sad that nobody liked him.
nobody likes Batman.
Yeah, suck it, bro.
Like, listen, man, we're still on the Christian Bale kick. You got to give us some.
Gotta give us time to
give us
mourn.
time to mourn.
And also, he's a terrible fucking Batman.
Why did my brother get nominated? The only thing I sexually assaulted was taste.
That was actually so true. It hurt me a little.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
And they're making another one.
Yeah, they are.
All right. Do you guys, I think we should do something for the show. I think because I'm pretty much sure that none of us have seen any of them. I think at random we should pick a documentary short.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
if
I'm
any
really
of us
good
is
at this.
right,
I'm really
then
good at this.
Hold on a second. I got to.
What does the winner get?
Great question.
Okay, so-
Okay, hold on.
So, best documentary short subject.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
hold on a second.
All right, I have my pick.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at your thing here. Okay. I don't know what the.
Do you have it over there?
I'm looking for. Okay. Yep.
All right, so
Okay.
John, your pick.
I'm gonna pick Joe's violins.
All right.
I also
Joe's
picked
violin.
Joe's violin.
Joe's violin. And
I'll change it if we need to.
and I pick Watani, My Homeland.
Oh God, that's gonna win. That's probably gonna be about like
you-
little girls
do you
like in
know-
war-torn
Do you
countries.
know how often that happens?
What?
Like, we'll pick ones just randomly. We'll
Just
be
be
like,
like,
oh
ah,
shit,
fuck it.
I didn't see any of them, whatever. And I'll pick mine, and John will pick his, and he'll be like, what'd you pick? And, in this case, I'd say Watani, My Homeland. And then we'd see like little, they show little clips of
Yes.
them before they announce it. And John, he says that exact thing. He's like, oh God, that's going to win.
Well,
Always does.
it's always a documentary short on little girls without eyeballs in Afghanistan. It's like, damn it, that's gonna win.
You're not gonna give the Oscar to the little girls without.
And like the one I picked is like the story of Frank, who likes to paint with his feet. He's not handicapped, he just does, derp. And I'm like, no. How did that even get a nom?
Well, we
my
gotta pick a
God.
prize for whoever wins.
All right, well, I'm going to, since if Brian wants to go
I want to go with
violin,
Joe's violin just because it sounds ridiculous.
I'm gonna go with the white helmets.
All right. So we'll
Because
see if
that's
we're
probably some war picture. I don't know.
I don't
Either
know.
that or
We'll
a
see.
porn.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Ooh.
It could be a porn.
Albino penises?
Albino
Sheamus?
penises, yeah.
Sheamus from the WWE, his penis?
Guys are so weird. So that was a good one, Brian. I hope that we see that,
Joe's violin.
work out.
What are we
Yeah.
going to do if it's 4.1 miles or X?
Hey, nobody drinks. If we're all wrong, nobody drinks. Remember, those are the
Yeah.
rules.
What did you guys have down for best supporting actor and actress?
I have no clue for best supporting actor.
I need to think
cannot-
about
I
it
know.
for a while.
I know who's gonna get it.
Okay.
I'm butchering his name, but it's Mahershala Ali
Close enough.
Oh, yeah.
from Moonlight. He's
Mahershala.
also he's Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same actor.
Luke Cage is awesome.
Luke Cage is amazing.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay. I buy that.
And then for supporting actress, I have Viola Davis Fences.
Yes.
That's what I have.
Okay.
I think she's gonna get it.
And then I'm sorry for the top ones. What did you pick? Those are supporting. Did
Well,
you do for
I
best?
for best actress?
Yeah.
I went against the grain here.
Okay.
Natalie Portman, Jackie.
Interesting.
No, she's
Interesting.
a horrible actress. If
I
they-
love Natalie Portman.
She is
You don't
a
like
terrible
her?
actress.
You still have a bad taste in your mouth because of fucking Star Wars.
No, I have a bad taste in my mouth because she can't act.
She can act.
Okay.
I like her too, Brian. You're never gonna talk
What the
John out of
fuck?
this
Leon
one.
the
Natal-
Professional? Come on.
Natalie Portman and Leonardo DiCaprio are beloved people. They cannot act. They are horrible actors.
I thought she was good in Black Swan.
And
She
they-
was awesome in Black Swan.
Well,
Not
but-
me.
except for when it was her stunt double with her face painted on it.
Well, that's not her fault. She wasn't like a prima ballerina, and that sucks.
Oh, and you can go ahead and ballerina better than her?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's try it.
There's
Natalie
no-
Portman, bring it.
There's no limit to the amount of money I would like put forward for John to be in like tights and like point shoes, whatever.
And a black tutu.
I mean, like let's keep this appealing to me in some way.
Hold on, I got Natalie Portman. Next time you're filming a picture in Pittsburgh, pants off, dance off. Bring it.
Pants off, dance off.
I
with
will
Natalie
fight you
Portman.
on the moon, woman.
Oh my good God. Well, I'm gonna go with Emma Stone. I'm not breaking any blowing any minds here. I
Well,
think
for
Emma
best
Stone's
supporting
gonna-
actress, it is, the thing is they have to give an Oscar, not to sound controversial here, but in one of the big categories, they have to give an Oscar to a black person or else people are going to riot.
Well, we were talking about best supporting. I mean, in
That's
best
right.
actress, I
So,
still
Brian,
think-
I'm agreeing with you.
That's why for
It's gonna
supporting
be
actress,
Viola.
I have Viola Davis.
Viola Davis is
Yeah.
amazing.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
she's
hope
amazing.
that's why she's getting it, because she's fucking incredible. Like, she's the best.
She should just stay away from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that
Just
was a
stay away
mistake.
from that.
Even she
We'll
couldn't
forgive
do
you.
anything
We'll
with that,
forgive
yeah.
you, Viola. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you
Yeah.
just this once.
She's eating a steak, which must mean that she is the head of the pack. She's the alpha.
And strong must mean bitchy, because Hollywood can't conceive of a woman any other way.
Of course, she couldn't just be
Strong
strong and nice.
or not evil. I would settle for not evil.
And who the hell goes ahead and shoots all of their people? Because
Yeah, she was a
they
giant,
knew stuff.
All right, hold
giant
on.
thunder bitch, dude.
Back up, guys. We've
Sorry,
already
we
done an
get-
episode of Suicide
We get
Squad.
mad.
Suicide
already.
Squad.
We get mad. Though I have to say, for Best Actress, Isabelle Huppert, she's the actress that won the Golden Globe for Elle,
Yeah.
and she could take it.
Nobody knows her well enough. They want to put Emma Stone on TV.
But
Yeah.
don't they love shockers? To get ratings for the show. Like, oh my God, this woman just won Best Actress. Are you kidding me? You got to watch the show. You know what I mean? Sometimes they throw monkey wrenches in
They
there.
do. Sometimes they do.
Sometimes.
they do.
I'm just gonna say this right now: the person that swears during the show, it's Emma Stone's gonna win, and she's gonna accidentally say shit.
Okay.
And she's gonna go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Look how charming I am because I'm so embarrassed from
No,
swearing."
with her, I don't think it's like Jennifer Lawrence. I don't think it's manufactured on her. She seems awesome.
What do you guys think of best editing and sound mixing?
Let me see. Let me get to that.
Okay, because
Brian start us off.
okay, my pick for best editing, because I gotta give this guy something, is Hacksaw Ridge,
Really, I think that
because
no,
it's a war film.
I agree with you. Best editing for Hacksaw Ridge, and I
yeah.
think best mixing goes to Arrival.
Nope.
Or no, damn it, Star Wars. It's gonna be Star
Yes.
Wars.
Yep, that's what I had too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Star Wars. They usually give it to something that's like of a franchise.
Wrong.
Tell us more.
La La Land will win best mixing.
I don't know.
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't agree with it, but it will.
No, they gotta give Rogue One something. They're not gonna give him visual effects because they're creeped out by the whole Peter Cushing, Carrie
Yeah.
Fisher thing. So
It wasn't even up for anything.
I-
Or no, it was.
it was up for
best
visual effects.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, they're not gonna give.
Oh, they might though, because it
that
didn't
would be
creep. It didn't
really
creep everybody
weird.
out like it creeped me out. I don't know.
creep me out.
I wasn't
Yeah.
creeped out.
I know. I don't know. Well, did enlighten me? Did Force Awakens win anything? Was it up for anything last year?
I do not remember.
I don't remember either.
It won a boatload of money.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. Star Wars is like, we don't care if we win the Oscars. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it from my giant sack couch of money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm actually giving both sound editing and sound mixing to La La Land.
I don't think they're going to do it
Really?
like that. They're not going to give it to the same film. I disagree.
They typically do. Not always. I'd say
No,
actually
the technical stuff they kind of fuck around with.
60% of the time they give it to the same movie.
I'm going to look up some stats and see if I can tell you the same.
I don't know if I buy that one.
Bring it, son bitch.
Bring it.
Bring it. Yeah.
Cool. And then, and so, I don't know, for best visual effects, I don't know, man. I
still think Kubo.
I would see either Rogue One or Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was so visually amazing.
It really was.
It was the best visual Marvel
But it's a
movie I've ever
popcorn
seen.
movie.
Yeah.
know,
But
That's what
they
I'm
usually
saying.
throw a bone to some of the popcorn movies if they get some shit right.
More of the time has gone by. I just realized that that's all Doctor Strange was.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is a movie written for 4-year-olds, intellectual level.
No, it's
with
either
special
4-year-olds or teenagers who are high on acid.
effects. Oh yeah.
I imagine people were just stoned out of their mind, just going, dude, the fucking walls are bending in on each other.
I don't know. I thought Bonadoct Camber Snatch was pretty good.
But
He was alright.
It's Boopadoop Cooper Bop.
We could have a whole episode of that.
Bumblebatch
prefer-
Cucumber.
Bumblebatch
I like
Cucumber
that
is
one.
the best one.
I like that
It's
one.
the
Bummer
best
Batch
one.
Cucumber.
That's the best one. But yeah, so I don't know. I could
Eggs
see it
Benedict
being Rogue One.
Cumberfuck.
I haven't made my final list yet, so I need some time to think about it and
okay.
let the winning numbers come in,
All right.
you know.
Here's another prediction. The one person that's going to get weirdly political, it's going to be Leo because he's going to
Is he
present.
presenting?
Well, he's going to because he won last year, so he'll be presenting. It'll be like
When you're presenting, you don't really have time for that shit.
no.
though.
Well, he'll be like, "Ma, what an amazing night here! Makes me wish the whole planet wasn't melting." And the Oscar goes to
I disagree. They
No,
have
he's
to
not going to
follow-
trail off like
They really
that.
have
He's
to
going to
follow
spend.
the prompter, bro.
He's going to spend about 5 minutes saying, "Yeah, America sucks now. We got dictator Orange Cheeto for president, and the world's exploding." And
Guys, he has a teleprompter of shit he has to say. Like, he's not going to
he's
say
Leonardo
that.
DiCaprio. Yeah,
People will say stuff in their speeches because those are scripted.
do what I want. I've been in Hollywood since I was 5. Suck it.
Wow, there was so much hate in that. It's
I
unreal.
won an Oscar. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was just last year.
Why did
dude.
you now make Leonardo sound like a troll?
He hates Leonardo DiCaprio, dude. He
I
hates
was in
him.
Titanic. It made the most money forever. Don't you remember?
Oh my god, that was like cable, by the way. And John and I watched the better part of it the other night.
Oh God.
I was
That movie's
ashamed of us.
horrible.
I was ashamed of us. It's like really, is
God.
nothing else better on TV?
Oh God.
But yeah, so that's most of the awards. I'm really curious to see how things play out. It's like I said, it's like I camp out. It's like my favorite night. So we have a lot of time to think about it. We wanted to do the show early to give you guys a lot of time to think
Yep.
about it. If you have your picks, if you have your guesses, things that you think we got totally wrong, let us know.
I sure hope John Travolta takes time out of getting a hand job from a bathhouse to say something even crazier this year than the past 2 years.
What type of hair do you think he's gonna have on? Do you think he's gonna
You mean
go
his Merkin?
The waxy kind.
smirking? No, I meant like, is he gonna have like his plasticky type pompadour looking thing that he
Yeah.
does every once in a while, or is he gonna go like full
It's
mohawk?
Oscars. It's Pompadour night.
Yeah, it's Pompadour night.
Yeah,
Maybe he himself will get a sad Travolta.
a sad Travolta.
That's when you get a massage from a man and then you try to get him to touch your dick and then he hits you and then you have to get thrown out of the building.
Instead of a happy ending, it's a sad
Oh
Travolta.
my God, that's horrible.
Bring it, John Travolta. Sue me. Scientology is a fake religion.
Here's a new card for the wall.
Okay, I'll end that on. So it's a twofer today.
Yeah.
Hey, John
started
Travolta's
two fights.
funnier than Jimmy Fallon.
He is. So, yeah, go ahead. You've heard our picks, or at least, John and myself's pick. Elaine, you're still kind of
I hemmed and hawed a little
You
bit.
hemmed and hawed a
I'll
bit.
think about it.
So, if you've got picks,
Yeah.
go ahead. Contact us, Twitter, Facebook. Let us know what your picks are,
Or if you'd like pics of John in the Harley Quinn outfit, we can do that too.
We can do that too.
That can be done.
Yeah,
That-
private
it
message
really
me
can.
or on Twitter. I'll send that. DM me.
No,
I'll send you
slide into my
I'll send you some
DMs.
photos of me.
I mean, it's pretty terrifying. You can't unsee these
It's true.
pictures.
It's true.
We're
Well,
talking- I'm sexy. I dare say I might be sexier than Margot Robbie.
well, where can they find you on Twitter to send you those sick DMs, friend?
The Unreal J Wolves.
All right, and then Brian, where can we find your?
You can find me at Brian Coddington.
Excellent, and then I can be found at LA_Croft.
And you got another show too that you do.
Yep, I got super serials. So if you guys like books, let
Okay.
me know.
Be sure to like us on Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus at Psycho Show. I also run the Psycho Show Twitter handle, so that's usually me who's posting shit. You can also find us, as we said earlier at the beginning of the show, on Epicast.
Yay!
Epicastnetwork.com.
We have arrived.
If you just go down to the podcast thing at the top, we're the first podcast on the drop down. Big shout out to these guys at Epicast. Fantastic. We're really happy to be part of the family. If you have a movie or a question you want to throw our way, you can contact us at thecinemapsychoshow.com.
Keep it film related. Keep it film related. I don't know where the clitoris is. I've been looking, but I don't know. So just keep the questions film related.
Okay. And
Go ahead, Brian.
okay. And make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes to catch our next episode available every Friday.
Rest in peace, Mary Tyler Moore.